Oh my God. And this bitch, Hollywood Uncut, bitch, you're so lame. You're like a whole weirdo. I'm telling you, that's the type of bitches I'm talking about. These bitches are weirdos. Just a whole granny with her lip pierced. And bitch, you're a whole weirdo. Go away. Go away, honey. No, you can't pay for an interview, bitch. She was trying to pay me for an interview, bitch. You cannot interview me, bitch. This is my life. And who the fuck are you? The fuck? Take that goddamn lip ring out. The fuck? Got me fucked up. Want to pay me for an interview. What you gonna pay me? $25? You don't look like you got my mommy. I'm just playing. Let me stop.
Hey y'all, hey, it's Holly, and I'm back with another video. I hope you guys had time to go check out the last video that I just posted, which is kind of pertaining to that video in this video. You guys, we got the books and everything, so tonight we're just gonna have a little quiet, calm, grown folks, let's call it, a book story time of a book that's already written. We're just gonna reread and refresh our memories about it. I'm sure some of you guys have read it. Maybe you guys have not. So we're gonna get right into it. This is the book that I chose for us to read tonight in Hollyzworld, which is His Dark Secrets, made by Mia Black is the author, ladies. So we're gonna get into it. First, we're gonna read the prologue, but this book was copywritten in 2015 by Mia Black, and the table of contents, they have 6 chapters. So you guys, go ahead if you need to get your yak and come back. Whatever it is you do, go get it, come back so we can go ahead and be true. And just go ahead and let's get it in, you guys. Okay, so first and foremost, here's the prologue, ladies. I'm gonna just jump right into it. The flashing lights, the rainfall, the people talking, and the tears. I never thought my life would turn out like this. As I stood outside in the cold nights with a blanket they had wrapped around me, I watched the 2 EMTs carry the occupied black body bag on the stretcher. I couldn't believe what just happened, and I couldn't believe that this was happening to me. One wrong choice became one fatal mistake, all because one night of fun. One night had drastically changed my life. And my name is Jayla Simmons, and this is my story. Okay, Jayla, interested already, girl? Okay, let's get into chapter 1, stars. Miss Simmons, I need you to hand out the rest of the linens before you clock out. Then make sure that you check in on all the patients. Nikki, my supervisor, yelled, "Damn. Why is it when you're a minute away from clocking out, the manager wants you to add something new to your duties?" I was so close to freedom. I was a CNA. I became a CNA a year out of high school. It only took 2 months, and it seemed like easy money. Everyone else was off to college and doing something, but I just never saw myself going back to school so soon. I didn't want to be tied down to another place for 4 years, so one day I looked into the paper and I saw an ad to become a CNA, and I did it. Although I'd rather be doing it for although I had been doing it for 6 years, it was not exactly my dream. I hadn't quite figured out my dream just quite yet. Okay, I screamed back quietly, passed out the linen. After I finished, I ran into the employees' lounge to clock out and chatted with my 2 friends, Kim and Charmaine. "Oh, look at you running away, Cruella," Kim laughed. 3 people just clocked in to start their shift, so we should be safe. Kim punched in her employee code and clocked out. "Oh, me next." Charmaine cut in front of the 2 clocked out. "My bad, girl, but I've had a long day. Ever since you moved out the apartment and I had to get a new room, I barely get any sleep." "Now you know how I feel." I poked her. "Is she blasting loud music like you used to?" "Worse. She's a scammer and her boyfriend is over every night. Every night, girl." We all broke out into laughter. I met Kim and Charmaine while becoming a CNA. We all just clicked, and when Charmaine needed a roommate, I jumped at the opportunity. It was great at first. Nothing but parties, guys, and borrowing clothes, but Charmaine partied all night, all hours. I would be tired as a dog before work. I couldn't take it anymore. And the second I found a place I could afford, I left. She was upset at first, but we managed to stay just as close. Girl, Charmaine dragged out the word like she always did when she had gossip. Kim and I turned and faced her. I cannot wait for tonight. You know, I heard that there was going to be all types of delicious chocolate brothers there at the Sutra Lounge. I say we wear sexy outfits and leave with some of the biggest and richest ballers that they have in Atlanta. Charmaine, you are always about the rich brothers. Kim rolls her eyes. Boo, you can help them broke dudes. I'm tired of struggling. You bitches can judge me while my new man buy me a Maserati, she laughs. I'm with Charmaine. I might not want a new car. I may not want a new car, yeah. Don't lie to yourself, boo. I know you tired of that old-ass Honda. Charmaine cut me off while gathering her things. Shut up. I just think it would be nice to be wined and dined by a guy with some coins. And that's why we got to go there looking flawless. Now you all talking my language, Charmaine smiled. We need to go there looking top-notch video vixen good. All right, you guys, don't have to twist my arm. Kim stuck out her tongue. So, since the event started at 8, I say we meet at Jayla's condo at 6:30 for makeup and hair. Go get some drinks at Cosmo Lava and then hit up the clubs after. Yes, I'm loving this, Charmaine nodded. Sounds like a plan. I'm with it, I added, and we left. I recently needed a night out. There's nothing like great drinks, a cute guy, and some banging music that can really turn your mood. I needed to drink and dance the night away from all the stress. I didn't want to think about no patients or no linen. I didn't want to think about my supervisor, Nikki, acting like she owned the hospital. I just wanted a night all to myself, dedicated to fun, fun, fun. 2 steps away from my car, I felt my phone buzzing. I looked at the caller ID and saw my little sister number. Oh, gosh, what is it now? Hello? I rolled my eyes. She better not be calling me about buying her no sneakers. I swear she thinks I'm Chase Bank. I must have purchased her dozens of outfits and paid for millions of hair salon appointments. I wonder what it is now. What's up? Jayla, you finally picked up your phone. I've been calling you all day, she frustratedly answered. Tiana, you know they don't want me to have my cell phone doing work. Nikki, a.k.a. Cruella, would love to fire someone for something so petty like that. I needed you. I was calling you tonight because I really, really needed you. Well, what is it? I asked after hearing the urgency in her voice. It was clear that she was crying. Is it about Keenan? Keenan is our brother. Although Tiana was younger than him, you can tell it. She had a better head on her shoulders than he did. Keenan was always getting into trouble, but Tiana wasn't that at all. She was an honor student and president of her student council. She was like a parent's dream. She had college trying to recruit her, but she wanted to finish high school. I was so proud of her. That's probably how she got me to buy her so much stuff. But Keenan was nothing like that. He was so into this thug life. I mean, to be honest, I shouldn't be surprised. My father was really heavy into the street life back in Chicago. He was the big-time drug dealer and making a whole lot of money. But you know how that story goes. The more money you have, the more problems you see. So it was only a matter of time before my father made some enemies. But by the time I was 6, he was killed. I will still remember the day we got the news. I was at home, my little brother and my mother. My brother Keenan was about to turn 4 months. My mom was already pregnant with Tiana. She was in the kitchen cooking my father's favorite meal. He loved southern fried beans, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, pasta, sauteed vegetables, and of course a little bit of cheesecake. Jayla, come over here and set the table, my mom had yelled. I put my brother back in his crib and ran out of the room. Coming. Hurry up. You know your father's like dinner on the table by 7. My mom smiled. My father may have been running the streets, but he always made sure to come home for dinner. My mother and father met when they were in high school. From what my mother told me, they barely talked to each other in high school until their senior prom. So she said for some reason my father couldn't take his eyes off her. He came in with the date, but he couldn't stop looking at her. Finally, he asked her for a dance, and they've been together ever since. Jayla, is your brother sleeping? Yes, Mommy. Okay, well, it's almost time for your father to get here. Go sit in your chair. About 30 minutes later, my father still hadn't came in. I'm hungry, Mama, I whammed. Just wait. She kept looking at the door as if he were wheeled in. But there was a knock at the door. My mom leaped across the room and opened the door. But it wasn't my father. It was his best friend, Noah. Noah and my father was like brothers. They did everything together, so it's only made sense that they worked together on the drug game. Every other night, Noah would come over to the house, and he and my father would discuss business. They never let me or my mama hear what they were talking about. They would find an empty room and just talk about it. I remember once trying to be slick and eavesdrop, but the second I got close enough to listen, they stopped talking. I never figured out how they heard me because I was so quiet. But Noah and my father took their business so seriously. Hey, Noah. My mother hugged and greeted Noah. She looked behind him. Where's Nathan? She mentioned my father because they usually were always together. Can I come in, Rochelle? He asked. And that's when I felt something might be wrong. He never asked to be invited into the house before. What's going on? She moved out the way and let him in. Can I talk to you alone? He asked my mother, but he was kept looking directly at me. This when I had first clue that whatever had happened was bad. Go to your room, Jayla. I knew better than to argue with my mother. I slinked away from my room. No more than 2 minutes passed away, I could hear my mom scream. It was scary, and it sounded like a horror movie. Keenan started crying. I went and soothed him. I gave him one of his bottles and rocked him to sleep. Suddenly, I heard, I can't believe he's dead. I'm having his baby. You're a liar. You're such a fucking liar. You killed him. You fucking killed him. I walked out and I saw my mother on the floor sobbing. Noah was crying to comfort her, but she was hysterical. She started wailing and screaming. I looked at her and walked over to her. Mommy, get away from me, Jayla. Your daddy is dead. He's fucking dead, she screamed. Then looked in her eyes, scared me. My mother changed that night. Noah stayed with us throughout the night. He checked in and out on me and my brother to try to help my mother, but she refused. She became deeply depressed. Noah had to make sure she went to the doctor's appointment. After the Tiana was born, she became even more detached. At first, it was small. She was just in denial. She would honestly wait for my father to come home weeks and weeks after Tiana's birth. People would try to tell my mother my father had passed away, but she would just snap at them. People could see that she was losing her mind, so they helped out. I would babysit Keenan and Tiana while I was at school. My mom just couldn't be a mother. She didn't cook breakfast, lunch, or dinner, so I had to do it. I was forced to learn how to cook and clean and raise the kids. One day, nobody could watch Tiana or Keenan, so my mom was told to watch them. She seemed like everything was going okay for her. That morning had been the first morning that she had gotten up to take a shower and make breakfast. It was all good until I got home and Keenan was walking around naked while Tiana was screaming her head off in her crib. I found my mother in the bathroom holding a picture of my father. She wasn't even crying. She was just holding it and staring off into the distance. I was 8 then, and I had sense enough not to call Noah. Noah came over and saw the state of the house. He again stayed over some nights. He would try to get my mom out the house, but she would just stand there for hours and do nothing else. Then one day it all changed. Noah once forced my mom to go out. This time he gave her money to go to the market. He was going to escort her, but then she said she was fine. She didn't come back for 3 days. He went looking for her, found her in a crack house. From there, she got worse. My mama soon developed a taste for drugs. She would take many money that she found and buy them. Pretty soon, all the expensive gifts that my father had bought would go missing. First, it was her wedding ring, then the rest of her jewelry, and finally mine. My father spoiled me with earrings, bracelets, and even some necklaces. All of those were gone. My mother was going off the deep end, and she showed no real signs of getting better. Noah got desperate one day and pulled 13-year-old me to the side. I know you're young, but I know better to talk to you like you're a little girl. What is it? You know that your mother isn't well. He spoke softly, slowly, as if nothing was to insult me. Yeah, she's on drugs. That's what I respect. That's what I respect about you. You always keep it real. That's something you got from your father. He half smiled. But you guys can't stay here anymore. Why not? My mom can't stay in Chicago. Your mom can't stay in Chicago. Everything here reminds her of him. Now that she's getting into drugs, excuse me, stars, that means I have to stop my business to babysit her. I can't do that. Money has to be made, and I can't watch my back while I'm watching her. He looked in my eyes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, I whispered. But where are we going to go? I have this little place in Atlanta. It's 4-bedroom house in a pretty good neighborhood. You guys can go stay out there. But I don't know anyone there. What are we going to do for money? Your father had a stash of money. I was going to tell your mother, but seeing how she took the news of his death, I didn't think it would be a smart move. I'm going to give you the money. The weight of the world fell on my shoulders at that second. Not only did I have to be a surrogate mother to my brother and sister, but now I had to be the head of the household in a new state. Can you handle this? He asked. I nodded my head. Good. I'm going to pay for the tickets and moving expenses. I'll be down there for a month to help you guys get settled. I'll help you get in school and your brothers and sisters. I know this is a lot, but you're a smart girl. I know you'll be able to handle it. Are you sure? I asked. Yeah, I know you can. We packed up all our things. When we got to the airport, we had to give my mother a shot so she would sit still. We told the airline that she had a huge fear of planes. The house they had stayed in was beautiful. It was 2 floors with 4 bedrooms. Noah was the man of his word. Within the first week, he got my siblings and I all enrolled in school. He hired someone to watch my mother while we were at school, but she became so violent that it was best to leave her alone. So we fixed up the basement and just sent her down there. When she was in her mood, we didn't have to suffer. Jayla, I'm done. Noah told me one day I gotten so used to him being there that this was scary thinking of him gone. Already, I can't stay here. I'm losing too much money out here. I got my people putting in work for me, but I know it's better to make sure it's getting done. Okay, I said in a small voice. Don't be like that. You got this. I don't know. Yeah, you do. You know what to do. But what about Mom? Yeah, look toward the basement door. That's up to you. I think she needs professional help. I can keep her around the kids. She's a hazard. I explained to him and smiled. He smiled. What? Like I said, Jayla, you got this. He gave me a hug. Come with me. He led me to the basement. He went underneath the bed and pulled out a gym bag. This is for you, he handed to me. I unzipped it and saw nothing but stacks and bundles of cash. What? How much is this? This is over $500,000. My mouth opened wide. This is a lot of money because your father put in a lot of work. Wow. Be smart, Jayla. His tone was firm. Be smart. I nodded my head. The night he left us to run the streets of Chicago, The next day, I admitted my mother for professional help, and I have been raising my siblings since. It was never easy to raise my brother and sister, but I tried my best. I showed up to meetings that I couldn't. I showed up to meetings that I could and made sure that they did homework. When I was asked about my mother, I would lie and say she's at work. When they pressed me for more information, I would just cry and pretend to have a breakdown. And they left me alone. I thought it was doing okay, but I guess I did great by Tiana and dropped the ball when it came to Keenan. It's like no matter how much I try, it's like no matter how much I try to warn him, he just doesn't listen. Maybe it's because he was a baby when it all happened with our father, but he just won't learn. What happened? I asked my little sister Tiana. Keenan got locked up. What? When? Last night. What the fuck? Why am I just not hearing about this? Because your phone was off, Jayla. You have to keep your phone on. She started to cry. Calm down, Tiana. Calm down. I sighed. What happened? I don't know. All I know is one of his knucklehead friends hit me up and told me that Keenan is locked up. They said that his bail is $1,000. What the fuck? I cursed again. This boy is going to be the reason why I go fucking crazy. I don't know what to do. I was supposed to tell you. No, you did the right thing, Tiana. Didn't they tell you where he's locked up at? Fulton County Jail. Shit. Fine. I'm on my way up there. Oh my God, y'all. It's the first chapter, you guys. We're going to stop there. Lord, have mercy. Already in the first chapter. See, I like books and stories and novels and poems and just everything, like, you know, when the first chapter is like coming on, going just full blast, you know, that's like the reality show, The Oval, or, well, that's the reality TV show, or that's like the Half and the Have Nots, and you know, stuff like that. Like the first episode was like popping, 1, 2, 3, like all the seasons from one season to the end, you know. So yes, this book seems like it's gonna be good, but baby, Jayla, oh my God, I feel for Jayla already so bad, you guys, because she's young, first of all. She was running around living in the streets of Chicago. End up having to raise her brother, her sister. Father end up getting killed. Mom end up taking the news and the killing, you know, just so horrible where she had to turn to drugs. Well, now her life is like, oh my God, it's just on the rocks and, you know, on the bumpy roads as they going down. So it's like, oh my God, what is Jayla to do now that her life is left where she have to, man, put on her big girl panties, you know what I'm saying, and step up, and now she got to be the woman of the house. She has to like put all her school stuff to the side. Well, not really so much put her school stuff to the side, because she's going right now and still trying to, you know, keep up with the family and everything. And then a dad friend, you know, he's trying to run business, keep up with the money so he can take care of them. You know, of course, like when you like in that type of game and you the closest people to you either be your wife or your right hand man or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So the right hand man, like, man, look, this is what you got to do. You got to woman up. I know you ain't trying to do this right now and go that route, but you have no choice. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving it up to you. You do what you do with them. You know what I'm saying? Your mama take care of the kids, and you know what I'm saying? I'll be back. Man, it's stressful already for Jayla. Poor Jayla. But I mean, to each his own, and it is what it is at the end of the day. And you know what I'm saying? That's life. And in life, people take turns and curves, and you know what I'm saying? When they be doing right, then they go left. You know what I'm saying? Left can turn into right. It's just like so much can go on, like for real in life. So it's just like you got to just try to be strong with whatever it is that you're going through when you're going through it, guys. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that first chapter, you guys, was kind of exciting. I'm going to leave the book here. We're going to pick up on the next chapter in the next video, guys. leave your comments down below. Join in on the conversation of me reading. I know I got a little misslips happening throughout the story or whatever, but we'll get to it. We're going to get up there. Yeah, leave a comment. Like the video. Share your girl out and tell them come follow your girl over here. You feel me? If you haven't sub, go right ahead, baby. So now I'm just going to continue on my relaxing night. You know, have me a glass of wine. And you know what I'm saying? Kind of picture like the rest of this story, you guys, so we can get into it or whatever. And that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next one.